I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself a very simple yet profound question. If I hadn't been born into this family, what else would my soul have learned? Yogananda once emphasized that no relationship is accidental, especially the relationship between parents and children. The family is not only where we are born biologically, but also a precisely orchestrated karmic structure for the evolution of the soul. In the ancient Indian philosophy that Yogananda inherited, karma does not mean punishment. Karma is simply the law of cause and effect operating on a spiritual level, where every action, emotion, and intention, however small, leaves its mark on the soul's energy field. And the family is where karma is most clearly manifested, because there you cannot escape. There, the most primal emotions are activated. There, the ego is most strongly challenged. Yogananda called the family God's first school, not because families are always harmonious, but because families force the soul to confront itself. 1. Why does the soul choose its parents? According to Yogananda's teachings, before rebirth, the soul does not enter life blindly. At a deeper level of consciousness, the soul willingly enters a certain family structure to repay a karmic debt, learn an unfinished lesson, or help another soul awaken. This explains why some children are born into loving families, while others grow up in suffering. It's not because God is unfair, but because souls need different conditions to evolve. Yogananda taught that you don't come to your parents just to be nurtured. You come to complete a cycle of cause and effect. 2. Family is a karmic contract, not ownership. One of humanity's biggest misunderstandings is the belief that parents own their children. Children are indebted to their parents. From an enlightened perspective, this is a serious misunderstanding. Family is not a relationship of ownership, but a temporary karmic partnership. When people misunderstand this, they begin to imposing their dreams on their children, sacrificing themselves for recognition, controlling under the guise of love. All of these things do not dissolve karma, but rather thicken it. 3. Common forms of karma between parents and children. Through Yogananda's lens, I've identified 4 common forms of family karma. Dependent karma. Parents and children cannot live independently emotionally. Controlling karma. One party always feels entitled to decide the other's life. Unconsciously sacrificing karma. One person lives for another but harbors resentment. Role reversing karma. Children take on the role of healing their parents. If you find yourself in any of these forms, please understand that it's not your fault. It's a sign that your soul is ready to transform karma instead of continuing to carry it. Parents do not own their children. Children do not owe their parents. If there were only one message I would want you to remember, it would be this: no soul belongs to another soul. It sounds simple, but if you truly contemplate deeply, you will see that much of the suffering in families stems from violating this principle. 1. When love becomes bondage. Yogananda clearly distinguishes between awakened love, possessive love. Awakened love allows the other soul to be itself. Possessive love demands that the other soul meet its expectations. In many families, parents do not love their children for who they are, but because the child represents honor. The child is an extension of the ego. Children are where parents entrust their unfulfilled dreams. At that point, karma no longer lies in actions, but deep within unconscious intentions. 2. When filial piety becomes a burden on the soul. Similarly, many children grow up believing they must live the life their parents want, bear the emotional burden of their parents, remain in suffering to be considered a good child. Yogananda calls this the confusion between spiritual duty and karmic bondage. True gratitude does not require you to sacrifice your soul. 3. Identifying whether family relationships are governed by karma or mindfulness. I invite you to ask yourself, do I love my family for freedom or out of fear? Do I care for them for joy or out of a heavy obligation? Do I dare to be true to myself when I am with them? These questions are not meant to create distance, but to reveal the truth. Because only when the truth is seen directly will karma begin to dissolve. Paramahansa Yogananda once said, "Freedom of the soul does not come from changing others, but from stopping the imprisonment of yourself." How was parental-child karma created? If you still believe that karma between parents and children only begins in this lifetime, then you have only seen a very small part of the river of karma. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that family relationships are a continuation of incomplete chains of cause and effect, which can extend through many lifetimes, many forms of existence, and many roles interchangeable. Family karma is not created in a single day. It is woven from time, emotions, promises, and the mistaken identification of souls. I will guide you through each level so that you can reflect on your own relationship. 1. Karma is created from previous lifetimes, when roles have already been reversed. In Yogananda's teachings, there is no concept of eternal parents or eternal children. In the cycle of reincarnation, we have been everything to each other. The one who was once a child now becomes a father. The one who was once a protector now becomes dependent. The one who once caused harm now returns to atone. The one who was once saved now returns to repay the favor. It is this reversal of roles that creates deeply karmic family relationships. Have you noticed? There are children born with mature intelligence, as if they are teaching their parents in reverse. There are parents who feel a sense of familiarity and love mixed with fear the moment they meet their children. There are parent-child relationships full of conflict but inseparable. This is not a coincidence. It is the karmic memory still resonating in the soul, even though the mind doesn't remember. Yogananda once said, "Souls bound together by strong emotions will seek each other out until those emotions are transformed into wisdom." 2. Karma. There is a very subtle form of karma that most people don't recognize: the karma of soul promises. In moments of suffering, despair, or intense love in past lives, and this life as well, souls often utter vows such as, "I will always be with you. I owe you my whole life. I will never abandon you." These words, when uttered with intense emotion, are deeply imprinted on the soul's energy field. And then, in this life, we reunite in the form of parents and children, but the promise remains. The context is different. Consciousness is not yet fully awakened. The consequences are, parents cannot let go of their children. Children dare not live their own lives. Both feel bound together by an invisible thread. Yogananda does not deny the sacredness of family, but he warns that every promise born from ignorance needs to be dissolved through mindfulness. 3. Karma is created from undigested emotions. Karma lies not in actions, but in repressed emotions. In family relationships, especially between parents and children, there are many emotions that are never expressed. Resentment for not being recognized, guilt for not living up to expectations, anger for being controlled, fear for losing love. These emotions do not disappear simply because we remain silent. They settle into the depths of consciousness and continue to operate as a karmic program. Yogananda taught that emotions not illuminated by awareness become shackles. When emotions are not confronted directly, they seek to recreate past circumstances through repeated conflicts, ill-founded arguments, unexplained hurt. The family thus becomes a place where karma constantly regenerates itself if there is no mindfulness. 4. Karma is created when love is mixed with ego. This is the most dangerous level of karma. When parents love their child not as an independent soul, but as my child, my extension, my creation. And when children love their parents not as their true selves, but as the person I must please, the person I must save, the person I am not allowed to surpass, then love is no longer pure, but has been taken over by the ego. Yogananda emphasizes, any relationship manipulated by the ego will create karma, no matter how beautifully it is disguised. Signs you are carrying the karma of your parents or children. One of the questions I receive most often is, how do I know if this is love or karma? The answer doesn't lie in theory. It lies in your inner experience. Below are profound, not obvious, signs that you may be carrying karma instead of loving mindfully. 1. You feel responsible for their feelings. You are always worried. Will they be sad if I do this? Will they be disappointed if I live differently? Will I hurt them if I choose myself? This is no longer healthy concern. This is a sign you are identifying yourself with the other person's feelings. Yogananda taught, you cannot liberate anyone by imprisoning yourself. 2. You live with a vague sense of guilt, even though you've done nothing wrong. Family karma often manifests as nameless guilt. You feel, I'm selfish when I'm happy. I'm wrong for wanting freedom. I'm guilty for not sacrificing. This feeling doesn't come from genuine morality, but from karmic programming. True morality always brings inner peace, not burdens. 3. You experience shortness of breath, fatigue, or loss of energy when near them. The body often recognizes karma before the mind understands it. If you frequently feel tired when you get home, feel tightness, chest tightness, or shortness of breath when talking to your parents or children, feel like you disappear when you're around them, these are signs that your energy is being pulled into an old pattern. Yogananda views the body as the soul's honest reflection. 4. Relationships repeat a familiar scenario despite attempts to change. You've tried more understanding, more patience, more love, but the scenario repeats itself. This indicates the problem isn't in the behavior, but in the unilluminated karmic layer. Without mindfulness, effort only exhausts you further, leaving you with less freedom. 5. You feel you're living someone else's life. The most profound sign of being burdened by karma is when you look back and see your life is built around the desires of others. Major decisions don't stem from your inner calling. Your joy always comes after your duty. Yogananda says, the soul is not born to fulfill the unfinished dreams of others. A conclusion. If you recognize yourself in these lines, please do not blame yourself. Recognition is the first step towards liberation. How to resolve family karma according to the spirit of Paramahansa Yogananda. The first thing I want you to understand clearly is this. Resolving family karma does not mean cutting off family ties, nor does it mean continuing to suffer in silence. 1. The first step. Stop trying to change your parents or children. Yogananda teaches that every attempt to change others stems from your failure to accept the truth. In family karma, the most common human reaction is wanting parents to understand you, wanting your children to live differently, wanting the other person to awaken first. But the truth is, karma is not dissolved by arguments, but by awareness. When you try to change others, you are putting yourself in a position of judgment, creating more energy resistance, reinforcing old patterns. Resolving karma begins when you withdraw energy from the invisible battle, not abandon it, but de-identification. 2. Shifting from the role of child or parent to the role of awakened observer. One of the core practices that Yogananda taught is breaking free from identification with the role. The parent-child role is necessary for social life, But it is dangerous when you believe that is you. Observe, when you are with your parents, do you automatically become the old child? When you are with your children, do you automatically become the controller? That is not your true nature. It is a karmic program running. Resolving karma is when you can silently say to yourself, I am observing this role. I am not it. This awareness alone begins to loosen the karmic ties. A major mistake in East Asian culture is believing that the more you sacrifice, the more karma will be eliminated. Yogananda clearly refutes this. Sacrifice in ignorance only creates new karma because it contains repressed resentment. It nourishes the ego of the sufferer. It causes the soul to shrink. Karma is only repaid when there is the light of understanding. You may still care for your parents. You may still love your children. But inwardly, you no longer think,